Hi everybody, welcome to Get Crafty. Today we're going to be working on a Diamond Dotz kit. This is just one of the little starter kits that they offer. It's kind of a cute little heart just in time for Valentine's Day. They do have a variety of packs that are much larger. This one's just a little square to kind of give you an idea whether you like to do projects like this or not. But there is just a wide variety of possibilities, kits that will take you days to create. But this is a fun little starter. And so in your package, you're going to find that you have a very simple instruction sheet that you can use. You also have this sheet, which is your sticky heart sheet. So you have a little plastic film that you will be peeling off to reveal the sticky part of the heart. And it is quite sticky, and you want to make sure you're not really touching it a lot so you don't wear that off. If you had a larger project that you were working on, you may wish to just peel that off as you go versus peeling the whole thing off. But this is a small little area, so I think we'll be fine just taking a piece off. Diamond Dotz works very similar to like a color by number or things like that. So this information on the side is going to be very helpful to us in just a little bit. But I want to show you what else is in your kit. So we have that heart. We have a few packets of the Diamond Dotz, and so they're separated by the colors. And this project just has 4 colors of beads that we'll be using. And on these dots, you'll see that there is a flat side and a curved side to them. So the flat side is the bottom, and that curved diamond-y side is the top of our bead. So we have those, and kind of like in embroidery or paint by number, whichever, each color has its own number tied in with it. Also in your packet, you have a little Ziploc bag that looks like this, and this has some of your tools in it, so you can pull those out. We have a little stylus and a gripper, so you can actually put your gripper on the end of your stylus, and so that gives you a nice cushion, kind of like holding a pencil to work with, so that's kind of fun. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it's just a nice little addition. We have this tray, which is your bead tray, so when we're working on a certain color, since it's a smaller project, you can put things in your bead tray. And then this is wax. And so with the wax, we're going to peel off the film off one of the sides to get that ready. And so once we get started, we will be pouring 1 color of beads in. I'm going to use probably yellow first, since that's the first one up here. So on your side, you can see that there is a little map to what we're going to use. So the yellow, or the A01 beads, are in a yellow box with a dash in it. So everything that you see on here that has that symbol, you're going to put a yellow diamond dot on top of it. And then we have a red and a dark pink and a light pink. And so they do kind of look very similar. So having that symbol on there is very helpful. Another tip is that when you're placing your dots on there, you do want to make sure that you really go straight on top of it and try to get it lined up as best as you can. Otherwise, your design is going to kind of shift a little bit and it won't look quite as nice. So make sure, take your time and try to be kind of precise when putting those on there. Here's just another little tip that I can share before we get started. This is a piece of fabric that this is printed on, and after you peel off that protective cover, you still have those maps and guides along the side. So you can either take that off by cutting it off, or you can even take some washi tape and tape over the edges and make it kind of pretty instead of having that print on it. You could also choose to put this in a little frame as well. So just lots of great things you can do with it. Again, I had mentioned, this is a small project, so no need to worry about doing things. But if you were doing a larger project, because a lot of them are as big as a newspaper, they're pretty big, I would recommend, just peeling some of this down and work in small increments so you're not smudging up the bottom of your paper. I've also seen a lot of tips where if you're right-handed, it's probably best to work from right to left, because then your hand is going over where you've already beaded versus going across the sticky mat. So lots of great tips for this super fun project. I bought our projects at Hobby Lobby here in town, and you can get them online and just lots of great places. So they're pretty easy to find. Just look for Diamond Dotz, and Dotz is with a Z at the end, not an S. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera around so you can see the work surface, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm not going to create the whole project with you today on film. I just kind of want to give you an idea how to get started with your project, and then you can proceed from there. So let's go ahead and switch to the tabletop and we'll start crafting. Okay, well, we're ready to get started. So my first step is I tore off on the perforated line the yellow beads, and I'm going to open that up and then very carefully empty my Diamond Dotz into this tray without hopefully spilling them on the counter. So there, I think I'm going to put that many in there for now. And so you can just see when you look closely at them that there is a shimmery rounded side and then the flat side, and that flat side again is the bottom side. Our next step is going to be to peel back the protective layer. And if for some reason you're working on this project and you don't feel like doing the whole thing at once, you can always put this layer back over the top of it to help keep your sticky area from getting dusty. Next, we're going to use our stylus, and this is a tool used to pick up the dots, but it's not going to do anything right now. If you try it, that is what our wax is for. And so we're going to load this stylus up with wax so the end is sticky. And so you might want to poke it a few times until the wax is kind of sticking out the bottom. I'm going to see if I've got enough. I'm going to try and catch one of these yellow beads, and I do. So, that's kind of trial and error. See how much you need until you get this. So then you're going to look, and you'll see that this is really just a bunch of squares in here. So I'm going to look for everything that has this yellow with the dash sign in it. And everywhere I see one of those, I'm going to place a dot. And so I can see there's one up here. And some people like to work in a row going across, and so they'd have different piles of beads, or you might like to just work with everything all one color. So that's kind of your preference as to how you would like to create your project. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth, picking those up and placing them gently on the sticky surface. If you find that your stylus isn't really grabbing the beads again, then you just load up with a little bit more of the wax. So I'm just going to keep doing that, and you'll go all the way through. Remember that I mentioned you really are going to want to be kind of careful about where you're placing your gems so they line up properly and you keep a nice line to your project. So in there, and, I thought I was going to need a little bit more wax. Wasn't really grabbing it. So it's kind of relaxing, something nice to do on a cold, wintry day. And again, they have a lot of different types of projects. If you realize that, whoops, I put the wrong color somewhere, you can take a pair of tweezers and pick the other gems off and replace it. So that's easy enough to do. So if you do make a mistake, you're able to move them. And here I feel like I still need some more wax in there. Really load that up so it's really deep into the stylus. So, but yeah, lots of fun, kind of relaxing if you like repetitive. It's kind of similar to a paint by number or similar to like cross stitch, if any of you have done cross stitch before. But again, when you're done with your project, you can leave it as is, or you can put it in a frame. Just lots of fun things you can do with it. They're just kind of a neat little deal. So I will let you go ahead and continue on. I hope you enjoyed this project, and thank you so much for signing up for Get Crafty. We hope to see you in the library soon.